Hey everyone, welcome to what was the DB Vintage Shop. This building was originally put together by my father and a friend of his in the late 1950s, and they did all the framing and siding and everything on it. I spent a lot of time out here as a small child watching my father work on various projects. He was either repairing an old appliance, working on fishing equipment because he liked to customize fishing rods, rebuild fishing reels, and cast lead sinkers, and that's where that old crucible comes in that I showed earlier. He also enjoyed making jewelry, or he was working on a car that needed attention, and at one point he even put together pipe corrals for the horses with a Lincoln welder out here. What follows is some recent video footage that I had taken earlier this summer. The shop had recently been repainted here, and I had gotten a new roof put on 2 years ago. Those vintage outside lights had been installed when the shop was built, and they still worked perfectly. Inside, these fluorescent shop lights have been there for as long as I can remember. They lit the place up when my father was out there and continued to serve me while I tinkered with old fans or worked on my various projects. Now this wall over here was originally covered with pegboard, but it had deteriorated over time due to a leaky roof. I was planning to restore the pegboard and put my father's fishing rods and shop tools back up here. And as we go towards the back of the shop, you can see that a lot of tools and fan projects were stored here. You can see some of my fans here. The place had a lot of storage space in it. And the workbench where my father had spent all of his past years working on his projects, and more recently where I had spent time with some good friends working on old fans or other pieces of equipment. Here are some old pieces from the shop's remains: an old vice grip, a C-clamp, a Mitutoyo caliper, and a file with a pair of old jack stands. And we'll move over to where I had the shelving units. I was planning on redoing all this, where I had all the shop chemicals stored, shop tools over there. And you can see some of the main house here. The old garage. And there's the El Camino. Now I had some projects in store for this thing, including fixing up the rear suspension so that it would actually hook up and go instead of spinning tires all over the place. I was also planning to do a wheel and tire upgrade to it, as well as do a couple of videos of it going from 0 to probably about 120 miles an hour. This was a fast car, and man, I miss it. So yeah, a lot of memories in this place and in that El Camino. And the family and a lot of my good friends will remember everything that I've said here. So with that, I'm going to conclude this video. Hopefully you enjoyed this one, and of course we will have more to come, so stay tuned. Later.